Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, Miss Dila. My name is Tita Keisya Amanda, and today I will be presenting on syntax with the topic of deep structure and surface structure. And also, I will be solving the problems on 5 sentences. So, like I said before, today I'll be explaining the concept of surface structure in linguistics. So, we will look into what it is, why it matters, and how it relates to other concepts like deep structure, especially in the context of syntax and sentence formations. Surface structure. So, what is surface structure? Surface structure refers to the actual spoken or written form of a sentence. It is the final structure after transformation from deep structure. So, surface structure is the visible or audible form of a sentence, the version we actually say or write. It's the output of a deeper, abstract level known as deep structure. This concept was introduced by Noam Chomsky in his theory of transformational generative grammar. There is historical background. So it's introduced by Noam Chomsky in 1950s, and it's part of transformational generative grammar and developed to explain sentence variation and meaning. The idea of surface structure was introduced by Noam Chomsky as part of his theory on how humans generate and understand sentences. It helped explain why different sentence forms can share the same meaning and how grammar rules work beyond just the surface. Next, there is deep structures versus surface structures. So deep structures and surface structure is different. There is abstract form when surface structures is observable sentence, hold core meaning, while surface structure is may have transformation. Example, like John loves Mary, it's basic, and Mary is loved by John, it's transformed. So deep structures hold the core idea or meaning, while surface structure is how that idea is expressed. For example, both John loves Mary and Mary is loved by John have the same deep structure but different surface structures due to transformations. And next, there is transformational rules. Transformations convert deep structures to surface structures. Examples, passive transformations, equations, affirmation, and negations. So transformational rules are like tools that change the basic deep structure into different surface forms. For instance, changing the cat chased the mouse into a question like did the cat chase the mouse involves several transformations. Example sentences like the deep structure is the boy kicked the ball, but surface structures we transfer it to the ball was kicked by the boy. So let's look into this example, right? The deep structure might be the boy kicked the ball, but using a passive transformations, the surface structures become the ball was kicked by the boy. Both mean the same, but their form is different. Why is surface structure important? It helps understand syntax and sentence variation. It's useful in second language learning and important in sentence analysis and translations. Understanding surface structure helps us analyze how sentences are formed and changed. This is really important in learning other languages. Teaching grammar or even in machine translation where sentence forms matter a lot. Next, applications in real life. Language teaching and testing, speech and language therapy, and AI language processing. This concept isn't just theoretical, it's used in designing English tests, developing speech therapy techniques, and even programming AI like me to understand how people speak and write differently. Summary. So, in summary, surface structure is the actual form of a sentence that we hear or read. It's shaped from a more abstract structure using transformations, and it's crucial for understanding how language works. And now we move to deep structure. What is deep structure? Deep structure is the abstract, a mental representation of sentence meaning, and it reflects the intended relationship between sentence elements and forms the basic for transformation into surface structure. Deep structures versus surface structure. There's feature, deep structure, and surface structures. So deep structure is like the foundation of a house. It supports the entire sentence. The surface structure is how it looks on the outside. Even though the sentence may look or sound different, the deep structure remains the same. Example sentences. So these sentences may look different, but they come from the same deep structures, like John ate the apple by applying different transformations, like passive voice, VH WH creation, I'm sorry, or yes no creation, we create different surface prompts. Like surface 1, the apple was eaten by John, and the surface 2 is what did John eat? And the surface 3 is did John eat the apple? It used WH question. Importance of deep structure. It helps analyze the core meaning of complex sentences. It's useful in language acquisition and comprehension, and it explains ambiguity resolutions. So deep structure is important for understanding the true meaning behind what someone says. It helps explain how we understand sentences and why children learning a language can pick up grammar patterns even before they understand all the rules. Deep structure and ambiguity. So one surface sentence can represent two different deep structures that called structural ambiguity. So deep structure helps us identify the real meaning depending on the context. Like, I saw the man with a telescope. It can be two deep structures, like, I used a telescope to see the man, or the man I saw had a telescope. How deep structure is formed. First, lexical items or words are selected. Second, grammatical relations are assigned for subject-object. And the third one is structure is built before transformation. Before we say a sentence, our mind chooses words and organizes them into a logical structure. This deep structure will then go through transformation rules to become a sentence we can say or write. Transformational rules recount. So transformational smart deep structures is same like surface structures. It includes passive, integrative, negations, and WH movements. As we discussed in the previous presentations or slides, transformational rules take deep structure and change it into a surface sentence. Without these rules, every sentence would sound too basic or repetitive. Prose language examples. English as the cat chased the mouse. Japanese deep structures cat mouse chase. And in bahasa Indonesia, kucing mengejar tikus. In deep structure is similar structure, more flexible. Deep structure ideas are shared across languages, but surface forms differ. For instance, while the English sentence follows strict word order, other, other languages may allow more flexibility while keeping the same deep meaning. Real-world applications. So language teaching and translation, syntax analysis, speech recognition, and AI, understanding language disorders. So deep structure is not just theory, it's used in AI language models, in diagnosing grammar issues in children, and in language teaching. Understanding how our minds build sentences can help across many fields. Summary. Deep structure is the underlying meaning of a sentence. It is abstract and mental, not spoken or written. Transformational convert deep structure into surface sentences, and it helps explain ambiguity, language learning, and sentence variety. So, now is solving on 5 sentences using the tree diagram. First, there is the quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. The first one, there is subject, and there is noun praise or NP, and determiner D, and AP plus noun is adjective and also adjective, and there is noun and adjective is quick, another adjective is brown, and the noun is fox, and PP or verb praise is verb and PP or prepositional praise, and the verb is jumps, and the prepositional praise is prepositional, and NP or non-praise. The prepositional is over, and MP there is determiner and AP plus N. And determiner is the D, and adjective, and AP plus noun is adjective, and noun it's a lazy and dumb. So the deep structure is the sentence is already its basic forms. The subject is the quick brown fox, and predicate is jumps over the lazy dog. There's not this is a simple declarative sentence. Proportional praise over the lazy dog as lacked as just indicating direction or location. So the deep structure is the quick brown fox. Next, the girl who is wearing a red dress is dancing. So subject and NP and PP, NP there is determiner, noun, and RC, and the determiner is the noun girl, RC there is RP and VP. RP is who, and VP there is auxiliary, and verb auxiliary is verb and NP, verb there is wearing, and NP there is determiner, adjective, and noun. Determiner is a, adjective red, noun dress, and VP is verb praise, auxiliary is verb dancing. The verb is dancing. So the deep structure, the girl is dancing and she is wearing a red dress. These two sentences are combined using a relative clause with who. Next, Zevano saw his Kila with a telescope. Subject is and be, noun is Zevano and verb phrase. There's verb and PP. The verb is so and be the determinant noun. The determinant is the noun is Kila. PP, there is P and P. The P is with and P, the determinant and noun. The determinant is and the noun is telescope. So the deep structure is Zevano saw the Hezkila and Zevano used the telescope. The second sentence becomes a prepositional phrase to show how he saw her. Next, she believes that the earth is round. So there is subject and NP. The noun is she and VP or verb phrase. The verb is believe and CP and the C and P and VP. The C is that and P determiner and noun. The determinant is the noun is earth and there's VP or verb phrase. There is V and adjective or verb and adjective. The verb is and adjective is from. So the deep structure is she believes something and the earth is round. The second sentence becomes a complement because the second sentence becomes a complement clause because with that. The house where I grew up has been demolished. The sentence, there is NP and VP, determiner and the noun house and CP, there's C and NP, C is where, NP there is noun and verb, the noun is I and the verb is grew up. Next there is VP, there's auxiliary and verb, the auxiliary has been and the verb is demolished. So the deep structure is the house has been demolished and I grew up in the house. So the second sentence becomes a relative clause using where. And we come to the end. Thank you very much for your attention, Miss Dila. That's all from me. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.